Now it can be, listen, we all have comedic minds. So, great minds think alike, so do comedic minds. But when somebody's stealing something when it's like verbatim. It's one thing to talk about roaches, you know what I mean? But it's another thing, but if somebody like Pretty Smiles and his jokes with the roaches and the projects and stuff, and you hear it somewhere else, then somebody bit. But I don't know. It's strange, man. It's a weird feeling. But like I said, fortunately, I haven't heard anybody tell a joke of mine. So, knock on wood, hopefully I don't. So I don't really have that much experience with that, but I just know the practice of stealing jokes is not a good look.
Right.
Nah, I saw it live and in person. Like literally. I had watched it. Huh? Who was it? Y'all want me to name drop? No.
Nah, you ain't got to, man.
Hell no. I told him to his face though.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
But I'm like, bro, I know where you got that. I just watched dude do it last night. You was there too.
Damn.
And you brought it here to Comedy on the Waterfront. It was blatant too. It was really blatant. So anybody else
I've never done Comedy on the Waterfront. Because to do Comedy on the Waterfront, unless you're booked, you have to sell 25 tickets.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know
that. Listen, that's been my experience. Because I actually get on a couple times and then they want to, give you the tickets. And I'm just, I remember ToppFliight told me like early, because I was doing shows, selling tickets to get on shows. And he said, listen, bro, he said, you're funny. Get out of that lane as fast as you can. And I did. I did. Thank God. But yeah, Comedy on the Waterfront, I've been, and it's awesome. It's a dope show. But if you want to get on that show when you're not booked, you're going to be selling some tickets. And that's something that I'm fundamentally against. If I'm on a show and, I'll promote it. And, if somebody asks or whatever, but if I'm on your show, I don't want the responsibility of having to sell tickets, because I throw shows. I've thrown 50, 60 shows, since I've been doing it. And I never made it mandatory for a comedian to sell tickets. If he wants to, that's fine. I give you something off the ticket. But it's my show. It's my job to get the people in there. If I'm paying you to perform, it's your job to be funny. And that's just how I always played it. So that's why I've never been on Comedy on the Waterfront.
And that's what a true promoter does. Exactly what you just said. If you are the promoter, are we ready to talk about the business side? Yeah, or you want Top to answer the question about, or you want me to? Okay. As a promoter, that is your job.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many tickets you sell, no matter how many seats are filled, if they ain't filled at all and the show does go on, you're one supposed to have those people who perform for you their money that you told them you was going to give them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not their job to sell a ticket. However, it is their job, in my opinion, to post a flyer, to tell people that you on this show, because one is your brand and you want people to support your craft. So I agree with you. I'm a ticket seller. Like if I come to Philly, Top, I still sell tickets. Like no matter if, my family, they come out or whatever, but the tickets is sold. You get talk to Mel Harris last year. I was on Mel's show. I will sell tickets, but don't make me feel obligated to sell a certain amount to perform on your show and I'm on your flyer and my face is on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the promoter at that point, So I agree. And as far as stealing jokes, like you said, first of all, there's nothing new under the sun. Every topic has been touched on all stages, everywhere, from every comedian or whatever. If something's going on with COVID, you said something about COVID. If something's going on with the election, you probably said something about the election. Anything that was a hot topic, you probably touched on it. And it probably might be something that you could kind of run with, like when COVID was happening, this is what I was doing. Like you talking about COVID in 2022, if as long as when you say when it was happening and it's not the same verbatim told joke then you'll run with it. Because again, nothing is new under the sun. However, I will say this: I had to have a conversation with a female comedian down here because one of her jokes is about an older man, and I was writing some stuff on Facebook about this, and I'll tell y'all what it was. Me and my coworkers about 10 years ago, we was talking about opening up businesses. And I was like, yeah, we should open up a business because this is when we was working at the gallery. So yeah, we could buy the gallery and we can open up a funeral home and a daycare. I said, yeah, we could call it Cradle to the Grave. And coming on one side, come on this side, right? So so we talking about this, and I had posted like a little meme on my page, and she was like, well, that's my joke. I was like, okay, I don't really get into joke telling, stealing, and all of that stuff. I don't steal jokes. I said, but because I like you and we're cool and I respect what you do, let me show you all the comments from my old coworkers that this is what we've been talking about from 10 years ago. And she was like, oh, okay. But I didn't have to do that. But because I'm the type of person that I am, and I don't want no beef or like that, not that I'm a nut, because I'm not. But let me show you how this is, because
Alisha is not you about that action, boss.
Well, they know that.
She's not a joke.
Bad things happen in Philadelphia.
At all. Right. Never been no kind of thief, but I'm definitely not going to steal a joke. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's you see that a lot. Like I know the 3 female comedians down here. They touch on each other's jokes because they have baby daddy things that they talk about. So it's real touchy on their jokes. And I'm like, that's real close. That's real close. So, but it's their life. So.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. For me, I talk about my life. I talk about my kids. I talk about things that I got going on. So the crazy thing is I've been on both sides of the fence. And it's just unfair sometimes because when certain people don't like you or certain people don't care for you and they start certain things or they create certain things, it makes you look bad. It's like, yeah, Top stole the joke from this person to that person, but nobody gives me the benefit of the doubt. So sometimes you have to do what Alisha did is you got to go that extra mile to prove yourself. But motherfuckers just get so caught up in the bullshit, they don't want to hear it. So you have to constantly battle, constantly fight to prove yourself. You turn into motherfucker Color Purple. All my life I had to fight.
All my life so I had to fight.
I get it. I've been in plenty of beefs. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not gonna run from it. But also on the same token, I know who I am and I know what I do and I know what type of person I am. So it gets to a point where it's like, okay, then I'll do something else. The whole, even with the clothes, that was one of the things too. Yes, such and such do this, and this guy does that, and this guy does this. So I said, all right, I'll recreate and do something else. And then it's always something, and then it's the next thing. So you just get to a point where after a while, you just tune it out. You just have to keep pushing and keep moving forward. As long as you know where you stand and who you stand with and stand by, then everything else is everything. For me, just my personal beliefs.
If you go on my Facebook page, for years, I've been not accused, but people tell me all the time, they say, Stax, you give away too much good shit on Facebook, because I try to keep my Facebook
bro, you
page.
Legit drop like insanely funny stuff.
Yeah, and I
fucking day, every day.
People be telling me that too. Like, delete that shit. That's funny. Yeah. Delete it.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll delete something I really think is funny. But I always say this. I always say that, yeah, they might can steal a joke, maybe, but they can't steal my mind. Okay, and my mind is grand like endless sand. So that might be one of 1,000 jokes. I mean, I got 200 jokes that's under construction that I got the joke premise, I got the punchline, and I just got to either figure out the setup, the middle, or whatever. But I got so many joke premises, I call them jokes under construction, that I don't use. If I actually wasn't so goddamn lazy and really buckled down and did this thing, you know what I'm saying? I could be one of the best that ever did it. And that's just how I feel.
On your feet, sir? I just want to ask, because
what'd you say?
Are you putting lotion on your feet?
I thought he was setting the tone for his evening.
No.
Yeah. You get ready to have
nigga
company
setting the
or
tone
something?
for
Like,
his
you
night.
go, or?
I'm putting lotion on my legs. I'm about to run out. As soon as it's over, I'm about to run out real quick.
Okay. We thought
And
you
I'm,
was
and
having
I'm putting
company
on,
or something.
I'm putting on shorts. No. It's a
I
quiet.
thought he was his
evening.
own company getting the lotion ready. I thought,
Right? That's what I was thinking. Like, this nigga getting ready for to love himself properly.
But no, but like I was saying, I mean, they might could steal a joke, whatever it is. They might could steal a joke. And if I find out they stole a joke, then we're gonna have a conversation about it. But you know, I guess that's a form of flattery because they can't steal my talent. They can't steal my mind. And where that one joke was, I'm a fountain, bro. I'm a fountain. I got plenty.
All right, so I want to get into the, finally the business of comedy. And I know this is going, each person's going, take this somewhere different. It doesn't matter where you guys take it. I'm just curious. I've never been in the comedy business. I think I threw maybe 1-2 comedy shows before in my life, and I was more of a peripheral part of that, not intricate promoter, none of that stuff. For me, I always found comedy to be extremely difficult from every angle possible. That's just me. So I want you guys to tell me the things you love about the comedy business. Leave the jokes. I'm talking about business, finances, promoters, venues, dealing with, different people in the comedy business. I want you to tell me the things you like about the comedy business and then the things that you think need to change and they need to change in a hurry.
go ahead.
No, you got it, baby. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, like,
Stax ready to blast off for real.
He was. That's why I was like, I don't want to stop him if it's one, if it's right there. Go ahead, Stax. Go ahead.
Well, I got a saying, like, I love comedy. I just hate the niggas in it.
Not the niggas.
I'm sorry. I hate
niggas.
I hate the people. I hate the people in comedy. I hate the comedy business. Hate it. This is why I'm not as far as I could be. It's not about talent. It's not about funny. I have talent. I'm funny. I'm personable. I'm a people person. I just hate the rat race, man. Like you have no idea how many times I've been talked off a show by somebody that didn't like me or didn't care for me. You know what I'm saying? How the promoter let them, or how somebody came in and undercut and, would do not as funny as me, but would do the same spot that I would do for half the price. So the promoter looking to save money and they put them on and not put me on. So I have a lot of gripes, about the rat race. I mean, I hate the rat race of comedy. It's too oversaturated in my opinion. I bristle at the idea that anybody can do it. I feel like there's an art. I feel like there's things to do. But things that I do like about the comedy, and there's few of them. I like promoters that are straight up, that pay you before you perform. That pay you whether it's 300 people or 20 people. They got your money. They're straight up. And they just keep their word. Just like anybody in life, I like anybody that do exactly what they say they're going to do. You know what I mean? But I don't like the business. That's another reason that I've always had one foot in, one foot out. Yeah, I love to make people laugh. Woo woo, it's all good. But when you start having to deal with the people to get on stage, you have to do this, you have to do that. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need it. I work, I'm gainfully employed. I'm okay. So I don't need the money. The money, it ain't about the money for me. But, you got promoters that'll keep you in that same guest spot lane, that same sell tickets to perform lane, that same special guest $75 lane. And I'm like, dude, I got 8 years in this thing and I am good. Like, I can't get a promotion at all. Like it's this one. I won't put his name out there, but this one dude.
Go ahead.
And he throws a lot of shows in Philly. No, I ain't
you
gonna
ain't say his name. You owe us the name. If he say his name, you owe us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say
it. Try it.
But I mean,
this
dude, like I've been doing shows off and on with him for 6 years, and he'll still to this day call me and try to offer me a $50 spot. Like what? And every time that I do a show, I kill it every time, and he'll still call me to do a $50 spot, and then he'll start talking shit about TV credits and this and that and this. Like, look, dude, like, save that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry. I hate to sound like the bitter comedian. Why you so mad, son? But listen,
you are mad, son.
I wish it wasn't as catty as it is. I wish it wasn't as fucked up as it was. Because if it wasn't, then I would probably be on tour with somebody because I would have to get up and go to really go out here and chase it. But having to deal with the people that I have to deal with is a big deterrent for me. Sorry.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna say this, and I believe we friends, and I can say this to you. I think you're your own worst enemy when it comes to that, bro. Because you're only worth what you're willing to accept. Mm-hmm. Fuck that. $50. You like here's what you do. If you in the under 100 range, move to the next person, right? I've been to shows where you thrown the show. As a matter of fact, I think the last one I went to was Westchester Pike. It was the last one I went to, right? And you packed the fucking thing out. Mm-hmm. You packed it out. So for him to have the gall to even still be able to have your number to call you with that type number, like you gotta be able to say, hey, listen, I know it's about a lot of times protecting your political connects, right? Because you never know, you don't want to burn any bridges. But at some point, you got to make a motherfucker respect you, okay? I personally see you pack out the house. So don't accept no less than what you're worth. And then when the phone calls come in, they starting at your bare minimum asking price. So don't entertain those calls no more, bro, at all. I don't give a fuck who headlining, what kind of crowd it is. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not in comedy. I may be naive, but this is just my advice to a friend.
The best
now,
advice
nigga, you quoted me a price now before, okay? So don't you get on here with no shit, okay? You quoted me a price. Remember that before you start talking.
No, it's fine. It's okay. Because like you also said, I know my worth, motherfucker.
Exactly. And that was the homie price too.
On the same token, and this is from Tirese.
Shout out to Tirese.
A couple comedians was like, damn, how you got top headlining? And I had a conversation with him. It was funny. He was like, I respect you. And I was like what'd I do? Wow. He was like, because you're the only nigga in Philly that's not down here every week asking for a guest spot. So the fact that you're not down here every week asking for a guest spot, I have to pay you. And it wasn't much, but it was, the fact that I'm not trying to get on. And, like even what Stax was saying, like sometimes, bro, and I've told you this before, you just got to say no and just be like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. Just, nah, I'm cool. All right, well, I wish you the best with the show, and then you keep putting in the work and putting in the work and putting in the work. And the more work you get, after a while, that promoter is going to take notice, and then they'll have to respect you or they'll see you on somebody else's show, and like you said, you'll wreck it and you'll kill it, and then they got to give in. We've all experienced it. We've all been through it. So that's just the nature of the beast. Far as the game, I mean, everything is anything in life. It has pros and cons. So, but if you can focus more on the pros than you do the cons, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And none of our real focus has been the money, but it's nice to get, it's nice to have. But also when you get those laughters and you get an opportunity, that's why I said no two crowds are the same. But if you go in with the mentality of giving my all, regardless of the circumstances, who knows big exclusive may be sitting in there and he's the big promoter for that city. You never know. So a lot of times that's what happened. You go in there, or they may be the cousin of the big promoter in a different city, or you know what I'm saying? You never know. And they're like, yo, I was at this show in the opener. How many times we've saw that or heard that? Yeah, I went to such and such show. The fucking opener should have been the headline.
Yeah, that just happened at that stadium drive-in situation. Michael Blackson was the headliner, and that shit was whack. Tirese fucked it up. Like, I wish Tirese would have had another 20, 30 minutes. Like, and again, I just feel like some people are funny on screen and not as a stand-up comedian.
That goes with the hype. Like Top was saying, his microphone is bigger. It don't make him less of a comedian or whatever, but because the name is behind Mike Blackson, then you got the, you see the different levels there.
Nah, and I like Mike. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I do like Mike, and I'm not saying he's not good in film or he's not a good stand-up. I'm just saying that night, Tirese was just firing on all cylinders. You know what I mean? Yeah. He just it just felt like he left us wanting more. Like, damn, it's over. Like, he had that again, that timing. He was in that zone that you guys talk about.
Y'all bust together.
Yeah. Last thing I want to get into before. Last thing I want to get into before I let you guys get out of here. I was always curious why, and I think I see Kev trying this with his Laugh Out Loud network. Why hasn't comedy gone to the route of streaming directly to consumer? Because we live in a day and age where anybody can make an album or a song and get it direct to the consumer, right? Why wouldn't Stax? I've seen you fill up a room. Top, I've seen you fill up, a room. Why wouldn't you guys take the opportunity? And I know some of it may be investment for filming, but why don't you guys streaming specials directly to the consumer?
People are doing that now, though. They are. I mean, down here, they're doing it. But go ahead, Top.
Oh, no, I was going to say, actually, for me, the crazy thing is it was March 27th. I was shooting mines, but, COVID happened. So the thing is when you see a lot of them, you don't want to just send anything. You want to make sure everything is professional, high quality. And a lot of times that costs money. You can't just get the homie because he got a camera and, he can do it on his iPhone. Like, nah, if you're going to send something, you got to make it look legit. So I literally had 7 cameras that I paid for that was going to shoot from anywhere you think is a camera, it's a camera. They had the littlest camera that you can put on a ring, but it shoot like high def. So the guy that I had, his name's Rob. He charged me an arm and a leg, but I didn't get a chance to shoot it. But once everything gets back to normal in my room out in Jersey, I'm gonna get an opportunity to shoot it. And with that, I have a direct line. I have 3 right now, 1, 2, 3 sources of streamings that I have an opportunity with. And one, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, is with Netflix. But what's so crazy about them, they charge you to put your stuff on there. So, but again, if you, that's why a lot of times you don't see a lot of comedians doing certain things because it costs money. So yeah, I can shoot the best of the best and this and that, but you want to put it on Netflix because I be watching some of the shit on there. I'm like, this shit is horrible. But they got the backing, they got the funding, they got the raises. So Netflix is going to put it on because right now they're charging close to like $5,000 just to even look at your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So who has $5,000 just laying around where they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this and shop this and see what happens and hope it sticks. So a lot of times that's why a lot of comics refrain from it. But if you shoot something, you shoot it good, and then the buzz and the buildup gets to a certain point or a certain amount, then it'll may come across their desk. And a lot of times, I know that's what happened for me. I was doing so much with my camera crew and putting it up and just advertising, and somebody happened to see it and reached out to me.
Okay.
Nice. Well, I can say that, Shannon, I could be totally honest and say I haven't even thought about that.
Bro, you would kill that, bro.
I know, man.
Bro, like I seen you.
Like you said, man, I'm my own worst enemy. I get in my own way. I've been really.
And I say that with love, bro. I say that with love.
No, but it's 100% fact. You know what I mean? The truth hurts sometimes. And even if it comes out of a place of love, the truth hurts sometimes, and it's a fact. I'm stagnant. Like I gotta like get this stick that I got in my ass. Pause. I gotta take this stick out of my ass that I got for the comedy game. Like I got a lot of resentments for the comedy game, and it affects me, and it stifles my progression. Because I should be a lot further along than I am. Talent, check. Funny, check. Personality, check. Work ethic, very questionable. And
let me just add in there because sometimes a lot of the times we have the 9 to 5s, and that makes us lazy in our comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Goes back to what I said though. Like that's why I understand some people's objective to put the blinders on, and like it's either all or it's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also want to say too that we don't, as comedians, it's not like we're not looking to get anything. Meaning there's no reward, there's no Grammy, there's no comedy union, there's no award or reward for being the best or being the funniest or selling the most tickets or anything like that. It's kind of like, it's crazy how everybody else has that, from the acting scene to the Writers Guild to SAG. Like everybody has something like that that's in the entertainment industry, but comedians don't have that. And they want us to do everything. They want us to host the award show, host this, that, and the other, or come and be funny for somebody. But where is the rewards for the comedians? And I also want to put out here too that when I was in Philly, everybody that hit a flyer, I don't know how it is now, but everybody faced that hit a flyer got a paycheck no matter what it was. When I moved down here to Atlanta, I was like, y'all got a lot of free stuff going on. Like, what's this about? Like, what's going? But I understand it, and I don't understand it.
You ain't putting my face on the flyer and not giving me nothing.
You put your face on the flyer, and a lot of people don't hear.
Yeah.
Chicken wings and fries.
You know what? I've been doing comedy eight years, and never once did I ever think about completely throwing myself into this. And a lot of it is fear. I mean, fear is a paralyzer. You know what I mean? So if I throw myself completely into this, and I quit my job, and like you said, Shannon, for a lot of people, there is no plan B. Well, comedy is the plan B for me, and that's a regret that I have by getting in it so late. I'm so institutionalized to be a 9 to 5 working dude that, but I still have time. Like, I work early. I work
absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
I have plenty of time in the day where I could be doing more productive things, but 9 times out of 10, I'm home watching old YouTube videos, eating peanut M&Ms and drinking Diet Pepsi. That's what I'm normally doing. But I could be writing jokes. All those jokes I got.
Putting lotion on your feet. Don't forget that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Listen, maybe one day. And I appreciate you for thinking of me for this, because I was actually excited about this because I like to talk anyway, and I especially like to talk about things that I'm interested in. So this in itself could be, a catalyst for me to get my shit together more than I have it now. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on as well. So the last thing I want to do, right, we're going to get you guys out. It was funny business. We got a little heavy there. Got to say I appreciate ToppFliight, Alisha, Stax, Lionel, for coming on, showing the podcast some love. So I don't know how you guys want to do this, but I want to end it on a funny note, right? So I don't think I have the right. You already blessed me with your presence on the show. I don't think I have a right to ask you for, some original material, right? But I will ask you, what's your favorite joke? Like, what's your go-to joke or bit from another comedian that just floors you every single time? I won't ask for none of y'all jokes, but I ask you to give me something that's out there already that you guys absolutely like brings you to, like, just cracks your side, cries every time you see it. I'll give mine. It's Cat Williams. First of all, I'm a super huge fan of Cat Williams. But when he talked about him and Snoop, and they was shooting the Tracy Morgan show, and Snoop said, when we get done, we gonna hit some weed. And he said, see, I can't even tell it because I'm not a comedian, but that's my example. It doesn't matter if that comes on in the car and I'm streaming it audio or I come across it on YouTube. I'm still in stitches every time I hear that bit. So which bit or which comedian or what bit from which comedian does that for you guys?
Yeah, so I was watching Netflix not too long ago, the old Def Jams, right?
Right.
And I cracked the hell up one, and it was funny then, but even funnier now for some reason. Bernie Mac and that, ooh, nothing. What I'm doing? Ooh, nothing. I had to put that shit on my story, yo. I was sitting here and
that's classic.
Like,
that is classic.
It was so classic that I think who put it in their song? Juvenile. Ask me what I'm doing. Ooh, nothing.
No, that was that Nelly? I don't know.
It wasn't Nelly.
Mystical.
But that's how classic of a line that it was.
Oh, Mystical.
Like,
that's what it was. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Say, ooh,
yep. So, one of my favorites.
I got a few that stand out, but one that really stands out is Corey Holcomb was talking once about him and this girl, and he said we broke up, and he said it wasn't her fault. It wasn't my fault. It was just one of them things. But she messed around and had a stroke on him. So, after the stroke, he twisted his mouth up and was like, I couldn't be with her no more because it looked like she didn't believe shit that I said. So he twisted his mouth up like she was like, where you going? Where was you at, Corey? And then did the mouth shit. And he was like, girl, I was at the store. And so he did the mouth shit again. He was like, man, look, man, I can't take this shit no more. I ain't got to deal with this. And he left. That shit had me rolling, dog. Every time I see it.
He's so damn ignorant. He reminds me of Patrice O'Neal. That's who he kind of
Patrice, rest in peace to the legend, Patrice O'Neal.
You ever hear a joke and you be like legit mad because you didn't think of that shit yourself? That's how I be with him.
I know what you mean.
I'm about to say, and it's funny because with the Def Jam, I was going to go to Bernie Mac one. That was my favorite part was I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
That was classic. And then I was watching actually yesterday on Pluto TV, they played the Kings of Comedy, and I watched Bernie whole set on there, and it was just like the first time I saw it. So
what I liked about the Kings of Comedy, I'm sorry, just to go back to the same joke premise, is when Ced came out and talked about the hope factor versus the wish factor.
Yes.
Like when he hoped,
yes.
white people say, I hope nobody was in our seat.
Right.
He's like, black people were like, I wish a motherfucker would be in my seat.
Yep. Yeah.
Hilarious.
And I would wait for Friday nights for Def Jam to come on HBO. I'm like, yo, I've been sitting in front of the TV waiting.
See, y'all had money. I didn't have no HBO, so I had to hear it from my friends the next day. Yo, I gotta say, I love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate your time, and I'm gonna do when I really like a show and I really like the people on the show, I put you on the spot and I get you to commit to come again. Can I get you guys to commit to come again?
Sure, man. Shit, I want to be your co-host.
Hey, listen, wait a minute now. It might be a situation where we could do something.
Talk about it.
Because I'm in negotiation with a comedian right now who had the same idea.
Well, fuck him.
But I like him. I like him. Like Stax. Listen. He's just as much family as you are, bro.
Okay.
Like seriously. So
listen. If that fall through, then I've been wanting to. I did the internet radio shit or whatever, but I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while. Like actually,
I don't want to hear that. Fuck that. Because
he on the interview.
You always worried about plan B, nigga. You the plan A now.
You know what I want to do?
Fuck him. Listen, nigga. If that shit don't work out, you call that nigga. You call Stax, and
that's it.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be second to nobody no more. Goddamn.
Stax here already though. Stax is already here.
Hey, so you guys, do y'all fuck with Desus and Mero? I want to do something like that.
I never watched it.
You never watched Desus and Mero? They funny as shit.
That's really that's a really good show. I don't watch as much as I should, but Desus and Mero is good, and I have the place, the spot to do it. It's just a matter of working out some stuff. Bro. But we will talk. Yes. Once again, this has been before you go, because people jump in early, they jump in late. Give them the social media right quick, because that's our time. I got to get out of here. I got to close the show out.
Give me the look like come the fuck on. Hey, listen, it's your boy ToppFliight on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Comedian ToppFliight. Stax, I love you. Alisha, I love you.
Bro.
And Big Exclusive, always a pleasure, bro. Y'all be good.
Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all be good.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I am Stax Nificent on Facebook, on Instagram, your host with the most on the East or West Coast. Stax Nificent. Thanks, Shannon. Love you, bro. And I'll be talking to you about that other thing.
For sure. I'm gonna definitely call you, bro. I love you, man. Be safe.
Alisha Coley, ALISHA COLEY, all social media sites. I'm in there. Shannon, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. And we'll talk soon. See you on the book.
Alisha, thank you so much. I love you. Be safe. Give the family my love. And I'll see you next time on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Funny Business on the Big Exclusive Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope you guys found some value. Once again, you can find me at Big Exclusive on everything, with the exception of YouTube. It's the real Big Exclusive on YouTube. But I got to thank my producer, Don. I got to thank everybody associated with the Big Exclusive Show. I got to give a special thank you to my sponsors. Special happy birthday shout out to my sponsor, Lakeisha Bullock, a.k.a. SCBNaturals.com. Special shout out to my guy, Lionel Dalton, who was able to jump in. Make sure you guys hit the theaters. See the #1 highest grossing independent film released this weekend, True to the Game Part 2. He is in there. Show him some love. Please, if you're not following and you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube page. Hit the like button, leave a comment. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to find the podcast, always available at www.thebepodcast.com. And last but certainly not least, just follow me on all social networks. If you want to do some business, hit me up at info@thebepodcast.com. With that being said, I'm getting on away from here. See you later.